Rachel. I home educate 3 children here in the north of England, and we have some gentle kind of instruction and structure, but we are fairly unschooly. One thing that I struggle with is keeping records. One, because I have a poor memory, and 2, because I have bad admin skills, and 3, because I don't want to. So I don't always have the motivation. And so I decided to use artificial intelligence, AI, to make that process a lot easier for me. And the reason why I'm doing it is, one, just to record for myself, but also a lot of it is because of when we might get asked to fill in a report, we might have to do more because legislation might change. I wanted to be prepared for that a little bit. So I just wanted to talk to you about how I use artificial intelligence to make daily reports, a bit like the ones that you can see there. So this is one of the pages from my kind of daily reflections. It took me about 5 minutes to do. And if I was telling the day to a friend, I'd say, oh, they played outside while I finally got some jobs done, and then we went to the park and played with friends. That would be the sum of our day. Now I know, and probably any home educator that I talk to knows, all the richness of learning that's coming from that, but I needed to translate it a little bit. So that's what AI does to me. So I'm just going to read out some little bits of it. So, the children built a boat using scrap materials, showcasing their creativity and gross motor skills. There's 2 skills. I'm going to go back a little bit. Enhance their communication and problem solving skills, building lasting friendships. We've got some independent woodwork, so we've got creativity, perseverance, attention to detail, sense of accomplishment, self-reliance, dedication, ingenuity, craftsmanship. We've got following instructions, perseverance again, determination, problem solving skills come up a lot. We've got gross motor skills, teamwork, problem solving again, making new friends, developing interpersonal skills, overall fitness, sense of achievement. So all of that in that day when I was just like, basically we played out all day. And so I want to show you how I did it. Hang on, first of all I want to talk about why I do it, because some people hear AI and think like, nope, it's a controversial thing, I know. But this is why I do for this task. First of all, no one has been paid to do this task, so I'm not taking a job from anyone. But it does take out the mental labour for me of thinking through all of that, because I home ed, I'm just a woman, a parent, I work part-time, there's a lot going on up here, and I wanted something to kind of take that and do the job for me, a bit like when my washing machine does it for me. And it also translates into teacher speak. Now, I used to be a teacher. I can teacher speak with the best of them, but it's a boring thing to do. But not everyone has had training to know how to put stuff into kind of a curriculum-y, educational outcomes language. And so this does it for you, so that other people who aren't used to home education or unschooling can read about what you've done in a language that they understand. And also it creates a lot of quantity. I have a page of A4 for every day for the last 2 weeks. And I do really like the fact that at some point, if I need to, I can print all that off, and either I can refer to it when I'm in a meeting with someone, or I can pass it over as kind of extra evidence. I'm not going to use this as my direct report, but I will refer to it in a report, and it gives me a lot of stuff there. And just a few other points. It's a reasonable adjustment. So if you were in a workplace, and home education is a job that we are just not paid for, if you're in a workplace and you had problems with admin skills, you might be ADHD, not have a terrible memory like I do, you might not be able to, you might struggle with admin tasks, you might just 1 week be absolutely brilliant at it and hyper focus on it, and then not do it for another 8 weeks. And in a workplace, you would be allowed to have reasonable adjustments made for you. So this is a reasonable adjustment that I'm making for my home ed workplace. Also, it's all true, so I'm not lying. It's authentic experiences that if I had the time and inclination, I could write out these reports as well. All of it's true, and I go through and make sure that it's not exaggerating, but this is a great tool to use, just like I said, like my washing machine.
So I haven't used the ChatGPT app, I use the website. So this is what it looks like when you go into the website. And you can just bookmark that onto your phone and access it. It looks like this. I'm starting a brand new chat so I can show you the process. And I'm just asking it for educational outcomes and skills for children making dens with their friends. That's all I'm going to do. And I start off with a list because I'm kind of wanting to train it to do this for me, and this is a good place to start. It also helps me see the list of the things that they get up to. I mean, look at this long list that's about to appear. So that kind of teaches me to things to watch out for as well, which I think is kind of good professional development for me. And I can also check to see if there's anything that I think is missing. So I might want them to say, oh, well, actually we explored the different types of materials more and touched them, or we had more imaginative play. I could add that in if I wanted to. So that's what I'm starting in my kind of the process of training ChatGPT to do this for me. So now I want that in a paragraph. Some of you might just prefer the list, but I'm asking it to put it into an informal paragraph for me. So as it's generating that, you can ask it to do it in poetry form. You could ask it to write it like a story, a diary, as if a kid is doing it. Obviously, that if your kid isn't writing it, that's not true, but you can kind of write it in lots of different styles and experiment with it. I realised that I hadn't asked it to do it in past tense, and I wanted to talk specifically about my children. So it's quickly just rewriting it in those ways as well. What I found when I was doing it is that it was a bit over the top. It was very flowery. It was all about how inspiring and so on, and it didn't sound as authentic to me. So that's what I ask it to do. I ask it to do it a bit more straightforward and not as flowery as well. So it's just, as you can see, that's a past tense that's going in there. It's just redoing it bit by bit because this is me training it how to do it. So it's worth the very first time that you do it, putting in those extra efforts in. So now you can see it's writing it a bit more like a reflection. Yesterday, my children teamed up with their friends. It is still, though, as I said, a bit over the top, like magical hideaway and cherished memories. Like, it's okay, but like I'm typing in there, can I have less flowery language? And it understands that. So this is now getting to the point where it's like, actually, this is a thing that I want. Don't worry though, you do not have to go through that process every single time, because what ChatGPT does to it is it saves the memories of that discussion in a chat. So next time you can just write in, like I'm doing there, I need the same for playing Minecraft, and it's going to do what I did last in terms of that informal but not flowery paragraph and just pop it out for me again. So on the side of your screen, when you go in, you'll see this black list here of all the different chats that you've had. You can rename them so you know always to go back to that one, and all the training that you've done still matters. So you just can literally type in, hey, he went to a barbecue and helped his nana make salads, and it will just straight away put it back into that paragraph like you can see here. And it's adding in all things that are true, but sometimes we forget how much kids are learning doing all of this, but that's what unschooling is about, isn't it? So I just cut and paste every day this into a document. You can see below there's a free Canva template that you can use, and that's basically what I do. Stick in some photos, job done. I don't print it off, but I will do at some point just to see the piles of learning that we've done.
Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to chat to me about it, you can probably go in the comments below, but I might not reply to those because I don't know how often I'll check them. But if you find me on Instagram, I will definitely respond there. And there's more ways of using ChatGPT as well mentioned in the highlights there. But anyway, I hope you have a great week. I hope this is helpful, and let me know if there's any other topics that you might want me to talk about.